In the heart of Omuko, a quiet village nestled in the hills of southeastern Nigeria, lived a cheerful butcher named Chijioke. His shop, Chijioke's Meat Corner, was the pride of the village. His meat was not only the cheapest but also the most tender, so soft it melted in the mouth. Even the poorest farmers could afford a generous portion for their family's 2 pots. Villagers flocked to his butchery every morning, drawn by the smell of fresh meat and Chijioke's warm greetings. Children sang songs about his magic meat, and market women praised him as the provider of plenty. Yet, beneath this harmony, something dark brewed in Omuko. People had started disappearing, one after the other. A hunter, a schoolteacher, even a visiting trader. Whispers stirred, but no one dared speak too loudly. One day, Obi, a young man known for his mischief and curiosity, stopped by Chijioke's shop. He had come for his usual cut of meat but also needed a sack to carry firewood. "Chijioke, my brother, do you have an empty sack I can borrow? I can't be dragging logs like a cow." Chijioke laughed heartily and handed him a worn-out jute bag. "Take this one. But if your firewood turns to gold, share half with me." Obi chuckled and left, slinging the bag over his shoulder. As he walked, a strange metallic scent reached his nose. He paused, lifted the bag, and noticed a reddish dampness seeping through. Curious, he knelt under a mango tree and untied the sack. Inside was a human hand, fresh, pale, unmistakable. Obi dropped the bag in horror. "Yezu! What sort of sacrifice is this? I asked for a bag, not a curse." Even in panic, his tongue didn't lose its sharpness. He picked up the bag carefully and turned back, determined to find answers. Meanwhile, across the village, a family was hosting a visitor from Enugu. They had prepared a hearty soup using meat bought from Chijioke's butchery. As the guest tasted the food, his face twisted with confusion. "This meat is strange. It's soft, yes, but the flavor is unfamiliar. Are you sure it's cow meat?" The family laughed. "It's from Chijioke's shop, based in Omuko." The guest leaned closer to the pot, sniffed deeply, then murmured, "I'm not sure this is beef. If it's not cow, is it graveyard goat?" Laughter erupted again, but unease crept into their eyes. Obi stormed back into Chijioke's butchery, his face pale with disgust. "Chijioke," he roared. "Did you give me a meat bag or a crime scene?" Chijioke blinked, confused. "Obi, what are you talking about? I gave you an old sack." Obi slammed the bag on the table and pulled it open. "Look well. Unless I'm blind, this is not beef, it's human." Chijioke stared at the severed hand, his face draining of color. He stammered, No. This must be a mistake." But it was too late. Word spread like wildfire. Villagers gathered, whispering about missing people and the strange softness of Chijioke's meat. The visitor from Enugu, who had mocked the flavor, now realized his instincts were right. That same night, a group of brave villagers, including Obi, crept to Chijioke's compound. They had to know the truth. They found him behind his hut under a dim kerosene lamp, chopping meat on a slab. But it was no animal. It was a human leg. "Huh! So it's true," one of them gasped. Chijioke froze. "Who's there? Come out now." The villagers burst through the gate with lanterns raised. "Chijioke, how long have you been feeding us human flesh?" Chijioke dropped his knife. "Please. I was forced. They threatened my family. A gang, wicked men, they bring the bodies. I had no choice." But the villagers were too disgusted to listen. They tied him up and called the police. The authorities arrived the next day. Chijioke confessed everything. He had been recruited by a criminal syndicate that disposed of their victims through him. In exchange for his silence, they paid him well and promised safety. But safety never lasts when guilt festers. His butchery was shut down. Investigations unearthed more bodies. The villagers wept and prayed, haunted by the realization that they had dined on the flesh of their own kin. Obi, though shaken, became a local hero. He often joked, "Imagine if I had used that bag to pack my firewood. I'd have cooked my yam with a human hand." Life in Umuko slowly resumed. But things had changed. People now looked suspiciously at every butcher. They started farming, raising their own chickens and goats. One elderly woman, Mama Ngozi, often said, "You see, cheap meat is not always a blessing. Sometimes it comes from the grave." The phrase "meat is meat" became a dark joke in Umuko, whispered with unease. As for Obi, he could never again eat meat without sniffing it first. He often told his nephews, "Always ask where your food comes from. Even in heaven, not everything is what it seems." I hope you enjoyed the story. Please do well to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks, see you on another one.